Hello, I'm Jody Brenner Ginsburg of Ginsburg Law Offices. Today I want to talk to you about repetitive motion injuries. One in specific that we see a lot of is carpal tunnel. Repetitively using your hands to do a job, whether you're typing, data entry, working on a production line, putting pieces together, packing. You see how you're constantly using your hands, your fingers, your wrists, your forearms. And we see those injuries a lot because they happen a lot. One of the biggest questions that people have for us is, well, how do I know which is my injury date? Because this has happened over time. I went to work, I started noticing my hands were hurting, but I just kind of powered through. I went to home that night, I went to sleep, I couldn't sleep, my hands started becoming numb or so painful, or I couldn't pick up my cup of coffee in the morning because I couldn't use my grip. What date do I put down? How do I know what my injury date is? There's not a magic answer. But the fact of the matter is when you are starting to notice that you are having these problems and you're doing a repetitive type of work, my suggestion to you is you immediately go to your supervisor and you say, I am having hand pain, wrist pain, my fingers are locking up, trigger fingers, my forearms hurt, and you use that particular date as your injury date, because that has made you come to the realization that you had this. Maybe 3 days before, you started noticing a little numbness or tingling. But on that date that you went to your boss, because your hands hurt so much, you utilize that date. If it's, oh, but I already reported it, Jody, and I told him it was 3 days ago, okay, that's fine. But you want to report an injury within 30 days of it happening. Again, so keep that in mind. You don't want to sit there and go to your boss and say, oh, this happened 45 days ago. Granted, you've had pain for those 45 days, but the law requires you to report it within 30 days. If it's a consistent pain and it's something that's, maybe it's even gotten worse because of what you're doing at work, utilize that date or the day before and that you're at work and report it. Some people will actually go to see their family doctor because they don't realize what's going on. All they know is they're waking up every day, or they're not able to sleep, or they're waking up every day and their hands are numb. And they haven't put 2 and 2 together that this is because of their work. So they may go see their family doctor and they may say, hey doc, the last week or so my hands have been falling asleep and numb. Doctor may say, and many of these family doctors will say, what do you do for a living? And they'll say, oh, I pack boxes or I type. Well, you do repetitive work. That's probably carpal tunnel. You need to run back to work and you need to report this as a work injury as being carpal tunnel, utilizing perhaps that week before when you went to see your family doctor. Okay? So these can be a little bit confusing. We know it's very simple. If you're working on a ladder and you fall off a ladder, you know the day that that happened. Repetitive work injuries can be a little complex. As soon as you have any question about it, call me so that we can make sure that your work injury date is proper and it is reported timely. I'm at 770-351-0801. Thank you. Hi, this is Jody, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about all rights and benefits available to you under the Georgia Workers' Injury Laws, I'd like to invite you to download my Georgia Workers' Compensation Survival Kit that I created for folks just like you. Some of the topics I cover include, can I get fired for filing a work injury claim? 8 critical mistakes to avoid. Is it true that the insurance company will hire a private investigator to follow me around and videotape my activities? What happens when the insurance company is late with my weekly wage payments? 7 specific tactics I recommend to maximize your case settlement value. If you or a loved one needs to maximize your recovery from your Georgia Workers' Compensation claim, you'll find this survival kit important reading. Download your survival kit right now and at no cost. Just visit my website and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now, and as always, I wish you the best.